Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly package planning. Today is March 29, and we are going to start checking out our commitments in the current milestone. We are on milestone 1410. Are there any blockers?
I have the first one. So currently the CDN test has been blocked already for a while. And while it seems closer and closer, it's just, I wasn't able to make progress. So João already reached out. We have a little sync and we're going to take a look at it because it's a big setup. So it's better if we actually sync it.
Next one, I have it. It's this milestone. We have this interesting situation where we have a chain of dependencies. So we have 3 issues in a chain, and it was mostly to check how are we doing there. And I see, David, that you were answering that one.
Yeah, so the first dependency is in my internal review. I started working on the second one. And I just noticed that the third one is not scheduled for 1410. Actually, it's in the backlog.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. So we got the approval to get Jose supporting us with the front-end issues. So he's trying to figure out what are the quickest one to work. So we're going to have some bumps in there if we have dependencies with backend work.
Yeah.
Jose is going to be picking the issues, and as soon as he starts working, he's going to move them to the milestone if he's able to work on this milestone first. But the backend issues were on this milestone, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Good. Anyone remember any other situation that we have chain dependencies?
No, I just know that I've seen a lot of issues open for the phase 2 work, but it seems like they're getting opened and closed just as fast. Just making sure does anything else need to shift out of the milestone that we should be aware of as a result of those?
I covered this in the next section a little bit, which we can jump right into that. And so on the Rails side, yeah, we continue to have small fixes for phase 2, but we're down to just 2 P1 issues remaining that have weight 2, as far as I could tell. There's one security issue and one regular issue. So I think overall we're in a good position to deliver everything this milestone, because those phase 2 fixes or issues are slowing down. Like last week there was a big flood of them, and then in the last day or 2 there hasn't been as many. So hopefully it just continues to slow down over the next weeks.
Nice, thanks. Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah, also great, amazing. And if you start to see, like, if for some reason this is don't slow down and we start to see more issues, like the reminder that we can kick out from the milestone wherever and make sure that we focus on the phase 2.
I saw one of the P1 security issues was resolved pretty quickly. So
yeah, you know, the PM, the PM was doing it. I was like, what happened in there? Thank you for that. Yes. Yeah,
shameless,
like we have the security issues already in maintainer review. So that's great. Sophia?
Yeah, just basically it doesn't make sense to be working on. I just look at the code for the online garbage collection tool that we did back then in the beginning when it was testing the early migration. It makes no sense to be working on this now after the migration is finished, and there's probably some lesson learned. I guess it makes sense to work on that only later. So I don't see the point on having this on this milestone. It's just, yeah, probably we'll take it out of there.
I just moved it to the backlog. But yeah, once the migration is done, assuming that there's no other high priority sort of functional like tests that we need to add. Okay.
Good. Next topic on the reliability and our triage report. We are very good on the top priorities that are for prioritization, that is security and infra dev. Our budget continues in red, but we know that this is the degradation on the Google Cloud Service. But for other issues like corrective actions, regressions, bug step 1, and feature flags, we have a long list of things to do. I was thinking that if like we talk about having a focus milestone on reliability, is 15.2 a good candidate for this? What do you think?
Yeah, that's a focus for reliability, like
yeah,
so
like these minor things that we have pending reviews, that we have these bug step 1, or that we need to clean up feature flags, like all these things that we are keeping in there.
Yeah, I know that there are probably like 5 or 6 bugs that I've been punting back milestones for that are related to the package that would be awesome to tackle. If we could bundle those, and that would be great. And then maybe the subsequent milestone that could be sort of like paying down technical debt, and that's like removing feature flags and anything else from the sprinting that we've been doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I also was thinking that switching the mindset on all this stress that everybody's getting from the phase 2 and everything, and switching to something like fixing bugs and something can help to switch the mindset on, not necessarily more relaxed, but a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I started working on the plan for 15.0, which it's still, well, really, I just created the issue and started looking through what we have on the schedule. But I think it's going to be, are we expecting to have more Rails work on the migration bleed into 15.0? I'm assuming since we'll still be testing and starting the migration, we should leave a little bit of room to make sure.
I think it's safe to leave room until the migration is done. Just in case.
Cool.
Like it hopefully should be less and less room that we need, but we should definitely plan to make a little time.
So I am thinking, yeah, the migration, any storage management features, and then we also have the removals for 50. There's like 6 or 7 removals that have to be done in 15.0.
Are any of the removals like non-trivial? Like are any of them, I don't know if they're all weighted or not, but like are any of them greater than weight 1? That would be something I'd be curious about.
The big one is the permissions change on the settings, just because that we might want to do that behind a feature flag or something. I mean, we've already announced that it was deprecated for a while. The rest of the items, I believe, have already been deprecated, so it is just the removal. So yeah, just the permissions change is the one that I think might be a little bit more complex. Oh, that's not true. We have that container registry change as well. That remember we had that infradev issue that there was one solution that we could have taken. It would have been really complex and risky, and we didn't want to do it in 14.4. We pushed it to 15.0 to basically say we're going to split the API into 2 calls, but that would require a breaking change. I'll dig that issue up. That one I think would be non-trivial as well. Let's see if I can find that. This one. I'll put it in the chat and then the doc as well.
Something to also to consider for 15.0 is Easter holidays. We have people taking time off, which I'm very happy. And we have PCLs around Easter. So something to take into consideration.
Yeah, I think that I will look at that and yeah, make sure we do our best. So that was the other non-trivial change. And I guess it's to update the API to only return a list of image repositories, and then tags can be pulled for a specific image rather than every tag for the entire group.
Regarding the settings issue, we received a community MR implementing them.
But only one of the different changes, right? Like the settings, this issue covers all the changes, not like in the community contribution is just for one. Let me put the issue in there.
Yeah, I think so. That there is something perhaps missing, which is the existing data migration.
So the issue for the settings, like, let me find the issue. We are talking about changing. I don't remember. Let me open it.
The packages toggle onto the.
No, no.
Ah, it's not this one. Okay, so.
No, like
We are
that
not-
is going to be part of it. At the end, we
Okay.
closed it and we mentioned that it was going to be part of it.
It's to change the settings from right now, the API requires developer plus permissions, but the UI requires owner admin
yeah.
permissions.
Yep. Okay.
So changing the API permissions to be owner admin.
Yep. We have too many settings flying around.
Yes. I like that the issue in 3B, the settings change.
That one, exactly. Yeah, we're changing for everything, for the dependency proxy, for that's the reason. Like I remember for number 2 is the community contribution that we have for the package settings.
So the next, yeah, it seems like nothing on the UX debt issues this time. And on strategy updates, I just added a couple of FYI items. The first just being that we have this package use case page that's used by TAMs and sales to sort of understand what is the package stage and how can they engage with customers, what sort of questions can they ask them to entice them to try out and use the product. And then for the TAMs, like which metrics can they use in Gainsight, which is how they look at user data to see if the adoption is growing or not. And so towards that goal, I added a bunch of metrics and how they can be used and to measure adoption for each customer. The only limitation here is it does have to be the service ping data. It can't, since Snowplow, at least the metrics we have, can't look at the specific customer level. It's just anonymized counts. But yeah, just sharing that. And we saw double-digit growth in the percentage of in total number of monthly active users for NuGet, generic packages, and Helm. So I've been trying to collaborate with the secure stage to see, because they've also seen pretty solid growth in NuGet, to see if there's any room for collaboration or shared features that we could build. Yeah, I think that's it. I had something else, but I can't think of it right now. Should have typed it sooner.
Good. Okay, if we don't have anything else, thank you and have a nice day.
Bye.